I simply do not understand why the people, customers, should be penalized for Duke's coal ash spill for the damages or negligence of their company. Businesses have insurances that they could use to claim their losses. Why are they not utilizing them? Why are you trying to utilize us to make up for your issues? All businesses have gains and losses, but it is unfair to us to have to pay for your errors. Please come up with a better solution instead of penalizing us for it. We already struggle as it is with our fixed incomes. Another increase is basically taken away from paying for medicine, seeing a doctor, buying food, and transportation. Everyone here today has needs. An increase in our bills is taking something away from one of our needs. All I am asking is for a better solution and not no increase. Thank you.
Right now.
$200 a month. That is shame. Let me hear shame. All right, we have Tony and Ndege coming up with the Green Party.
Thank you very much. Thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Jillian and Robert. Everyone who's organized this wonderful event and having such a wonderfully diverse group of speakers and crowd out here. This is what we need to do, and we need to please do more of this. My name is Tony Ndege. I'm the co-chair of North Carolina Green Party. However, I've been an activist organizing in the fight against Duke Energy's corruption and malfeasance for several years now. It's incredibly heartening to see this many new faces, as well as the faces of folks who have been fighting for truth and justice for much longer than I have. This continuity, continuing the struggle over many battles and ups and downs, is critically important because, make no doubt about it, it's going to take a long-term, protracted struggle to win the fight for energy democracy once and for all. Why? Amen. Because when we're talking about Duke Energy, we're talking about unbridled corporate power. We're talking about a system that promotes the accumulation of wealth and ownership to the richest 1%. So make no mistake, Duke Energy is the most powerful corporate entity in North Carolina today, and likely ever in the state. Bank of America may have more Benjamins, but Duke Energy has far more institutional investment in this state. And they have built this institutional power methodically over the course of decades. So there ain't gonna be no shortcuts, no quick fixes, no charismatic figures who can save us all from coal ash pollution, from more environmental disasters or climate chaos, or from Duke Energy's corruption. Our task here is a great one. However, it can and it will be done. And that task is getting our communities to understand that our power over Duke is here, and embrace the fact that there ain't no power like the power of the people united. Duke Energy is nothing without us. Let's repeat that. Duke Energy is nothing without us. Together, we have the power to stop what is shaping up to be the biggest corporate bailout on the backs of the working people of North Carolina since Wall Street crashed a decade ago, when the big banks and wealthy investors got bailed out and we got sold out. Amen. Duke knows this very well. This is why they spend so much of their resources on buying politicians, on greenwashing their image, on donating to charities and nonprofits and arts, boards, you name it. Duke's bought it or tried to. However, the potential of our power is why Duke Energy started holding its annual shareholder meeting online after we had upwards of 300 people on a weekday morning outside their headquarters chanting for justice. No shortcuts, no quick fixes.
Amen.
I wanted to end my message here by telling you where my organization, North Carolina Green Party and Triad Greens, and the Energy Democracy Working Group stand on the issue of Duke Energy. For more information, we have some flyers for you. Number one, we believe that we must dismantle Duke Energy.
Yes.
Let me quote my good friend Oprah Winfrey. Our time has come to flick the switch on Duke Energy. Duke Energy has repeatedly broken its public charter for decades with disastrous repercussions. It has been found guilty of numerous serious federal violations and should have its license revoked.
Yes.
For-profit energy has clearly had extremely dire consequences for the people of North Carolina that cannot continue. We must move to make Duke's assets publicly owned and end the laws that restrict true municipal control of power and renewable energy.
Yes.
Cooperative. That may seem like a few steps down the road for some, but we first must know what our goal is in order to keep our eyes on the prize and get there. Number two, not one more dime, Duke. No rate hikes for Duke's dirty crimes. Number three, end residential power cutoffs immediately. It won't end here. We will continue to demand that the Utilities Commission issue to Duke Energy an immediate moratorium on potentially deadly power cutoffs for those who cannot afford their bills.
Yes.
Duke Energy has repeatedly broken federal law and betrayed the public trust without a single arrest. What about us?
That's right.
What about our dignity and our safety?
That's right.
And number four, give the power to the people over renewable resources. The path to 100% renewable energy must begin today. Despite Duke Energy's attempts at greenwashing their tarnished image as one of the nation's biggest polluters, their IRP plan only calls for a pretty small fraction of their resources over the next decade to be allotted or allocated to renewable energy. This is setting us back as a people and as a planet. I'm going to lead off our introduction to the next speaker with a chant. So here's another chant for you guys. It's called "Not One More Dime for Duke's Dirty Crimes." Not one more dime for Duke's dirty crimes. Not one more dime for Duke's